One thing about the Premier League is that they have a calendar. If you are an Arsenal fan, if you are a Chelsea fan, if you are a Manchester United fan, you know the next 5 matches your club is playing. You know the dates they are playing at home, the dates they are playing away, who they are playing with. Every single detail is already factored into a calendar. Do you have a calendar? If I meet you right now and I ask you to show me your calendar, will you have something to show me? If I look through your calendar, can I see what you are working towards as high performers? While hope is great, we must remember that hope is not a plan. What you discover for most low performers is that their plan, P-L-A-N, is spelled H-O-P-E. But hope is not a plan. Hope is not a strategy. If we are going to be those high performers that God has created us to be, if we are going to be more productive in those things that we do, then we must have a strategy in place. And that's what this video is about. How do we increase our productivity as high performers? How do we multiply our productivity? What strategy do we need to have in place if we are going to be productive? Productivity is so important because if you are not productive, then how can you earn? You have your KPIs, you have those products that you are supposed to be releasing. That's how you measure your performance. The more you produce those things, the more you are a high performer. Now, what's the first thing that you need to do if you're going to increase your productivity as a high performer? And that's your calendar. Your calendar needs to become your best friend. One thing about high performers is that their calendars are their best friend. I keep going back to this, and that's the Premier League. I love the Premier League so much, not because I'm so much of a hardcore football fan. In fact, my favorite part of football is the highlights, where I just get to see where the goals were scored. One thing I love about the Premier League is those guys are truly a high performing organization all over the world. It's such a recognized brand. The Premier League is right there in the United Kingdom where they speak English, but is it not so interesting that in parts of the world where English is not their lingua franca, they are hardcore fans of this organization? That tells us how much of a high performing organization they are. We need to look at some of the things that they do. And one thing about the Premier League is that they have a calendar. If you are an Arsenal fan, if you are a Chelsea fan, if you are a Manchester United fan, you know the next 5 matches your club is playing. You know the dates they are playing at home, the dates they are playing away, who they are playing with. Every single detail is already factored into a calendar. That's my own learning point, that we have so many football fans out there who are just all about the razzmatazz, but are not seeing the things that go on behind the scenes to make this organization what it is. If we are going to be high performers, then let's do the things other high performing organizations are doing. Look around. They have a calendar. Do you have a calendar? If I meet you right now and I ask you to show me your calendar, will you have something to show me? If I look through your calendar, can I see what you are working towards? Is there a breakdown of all your goals? Because now, yes, we have those goals that we want to achieve, but are those goals outlined in your calendar over the next 90 days, the next 1 month, the next week? Is it right there in your calendar? Most of the time, we only get to look at our calendars when maybe we are looking forward to a public holiday. Easter is coming soon. When is Easter going to be? What date is it going to fall on? That's when we go and look at our calendar. Or maybe we're trying to remember a friend's birthday, and then we go and look at the calendar at that moment. But if somebody is your best friend, do you only check on them during a public holiday or on their birthdays? No, you have an ongoing relationship with them. If we are going to be those high performers God has created us to be, do you have an ongoing relationship with your calendar? Let me break it down. You said you are going to be more consistent on social media. Is that reflected in your calendar? That's why you have a bunch of content, and then before you know it, you've run out of content. You are now wondering, what do I post today? You are sweating, you are panicking, and then before you know it, you are trying to meet up with that goal. It ends up spilling over into other things that you need to do because you didn't settle down to create a calendar. And that's why I said the very first thing, if we are going to increase productivity, we need to have a calendar. And here's my challenge to you. Anywhere you see me, anywhere you meet me, you can hit me up online, you can hit me up on this platform and tell me that, look, Kayode, I have my 90-day calendar. Help me take a look at it. That's my challenge to you. Really, as high performers, what we even need to do is that we need to have the calendar of the whole year planned out. So from January to December, you have your calendar planned out the entire year, what you are hoping to achieve. You've broken down your goals across 12 months. You've broken down your goals across 52 weeks and across every day of those 52 weeks. Yeah, I'm sure you are saying to yourself, Kayode, this thing is a lot of work, but that's what it takes if you are going to be productive. But okay, I'm saying, okay, fine. You don't have an entire calendar done. Start by doing 90 days. That's the minimum. The next 90 days, what do you want to achieve? Put it there. Then break it down. Over the 3 months, what are the activities that are lined up for those 3 months? 3 months is made up of 12 weeks. Break down the activities each week of those 12 weeks. And then every single day of those 12 weeks, what are you going to be doing to move yourself towards that goal you want to achieve? Please, you need to take this thing serious. For me, that was the game changer, because most times we are always thinking about winging it. When February comes, I will figure out what to do. It doesn't work like that. You need to plan it ahead. You need to schedule it ahead. Your calendar needs to become your friend.